Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. I am Coach Sherry, and this is my live. I am at day 86 of going live every day for 90 days. I want to thank those of you that have been rocking with me for a long, long time. And for those who are new to my channel, thank you. I welcome you in and I appreciate your support. If you don't already know, this channel is about workforce development, readiness, entrepreneurship, real life, real issues, and real talk. And while this is my live, and it is going to be on my lives playlist for my 90-day challenge, going live every day for 90 days, this is also part of my Real Talk with Coach Sherry's podcast. That is also here and available on YouTube. I am considering putting it on a podcast platform like a Spotify or something to that effect. But in the meantime, it is here on YouTube. So listen, I have had a busy day today. I did a lot of career coaching, have a new person on my team. I am feeling so complete. I'm trying to tell you, I feel like, the best is definitely yet to come because my creative juices are going to be able to just do what it do and, be complete with it. So, I I was just, talking to some people that I was coaching today, and there's a recurring theme that I'm starting to hear. And it's not just on a professional level. I'm also recognizing that lots of people feel this way personally. And that is the feeling of being stuck, not having any options, and really just settling for where you're at, but understanding and realizing that you're not really happy. And sometimes it does take you having that conversation with an outside person, a third party, someone that's not so close to your situation, to have a different viewpoint, a different angle, and looking at what you're going through from a different lens. Because you do not have to stay stuck. If you feel like you're stuck, the only person that can unstuck you, unstuck you, is yourself. And that's recognizing the different opportunities that are available to you. And some people get stuck in an industry, in a position, again, with a certain person where they feel like that's the best they can do. They've been doing it for so long. They are, very committed to that person, place, or thing. And sometimes you could be committed to a fault. In your commitment, the level of your commitment, it only really impacts you. Sometimes we think things can't go on without me. Oh, if I leave here, how is the business going to thrive? If I leave them, then how are they going to go on with their life? Well, guess what? They will, and they do. And even you might feel sometimes like if you were to leave a situation or a person, what would you do? How would you go on and live? And guess what? You will. You will wake up the next day and you will carry on. They will wake up the next day and carry on. It's a matter of you looking outside of where you are, being able to explore and open to new things and not being afraid, taking the fear out of the things that you want to do and that you need to do, and stepping out on faith. And I'm trying to tell you, when you get to that point in your life where you're like, you know what, I'm open, I want to receive, I know I'm so much more capable, for things that are coming my way, and I'm going to seize the moment. I'm going to take advantage of the things that are going on around me. When you realize that that's your stance, that's your posture, so many more things will come to pass. You will be safe. You will find that, God will take care of you. You will have all that you need. And if you have people in your corner that are telling you not to jump, if you have people in your corner telling you, oh, don't try that, that's too risky or whatever. I mean, you want to do things within, good taste and good grace, but, you know, everything that comes to you is not for everyone. So some things you may not even be able to share it with your circle until you have vetted it and put your toes in the water, let's say. And so You definitely want to just seize the moment and not have that fear. It's amazing. You could talk to the most brilliant person in their position. And I see anxiety is in the building. Hello. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. So, even if you feel like, I hit the ceiling in my career, my business, I've taken my business as I can take it. Look in different industries. You can do what you can do. You could do what you love to do, but maybe you have hit that ceiling. Maybe you are at the highest level in your industry. But there's other industries that could also utilize your skills. There are other places you can do your business that will bring you new business, better business. It's about the elevation. Elevation doesn't always mean the pivot out. The elevation might mean just leveling up, skilling yourself up, reskilling yourself to so that you can receive those new levels. Going into different arenas. I talked about this before, associations. So many people stay within their own little knit, their own little clique, and they don't venture out too far outside of that. They're like, well, I'm used to this. This is something that I've been part of for so many years. Well, look for something part of for many more years to come. Meet new people, and when you go to events, if you belong to an association, and if the only thing you do is go to the conference once or twice a year, that's not networking. That's not being intentional and being effective in your networking. No, if they have local events, you need to attend those local events, and not just attend. You also want to participate. You want to contribute. You want to have conversations with new people. If you find yourself going to these events with the same people and you leave only knowing the people you came with, you're not effectively networking. You're not opening up your circle and meeting new people that are supposed to be in your life for that next level. There are so many great people out here, things out here, opportunities out here, and all you have to do sometimes is open your eyes. All you have to do sometimes is turn your head to the left, to the right, and there it is. It's right there under your nose. And so many people give up. And I always would use this analogy, people give up just as they are about to reach and touch that doorknob. They give up because they feel like, oh, I've been walking through this desert, this storm for so long, and I can't seem to find the light switch. I can't find the knob on the door. I'm feeling my way around the room and I don't know where the opening is. And just as they're turning away, that next feel on the wall, that next step that they were going to take is right there at that breakthrough. There goes the knob, and you just turned your back on it. So if you've put a lot of time and effort into developing yourself, put more time and effort into developing yourself. Don't think that you're stuck. If you're in a relationship and it's not fulfilling you one way or another, if you're not feeling love, if you're not feeling that support, if you're not feeling that companionship, if you're not feeling that person anymore, maybe y'all both outgrown each other, don't feel compelled to have to stay, especially if there are no vows involved. There's plenty of people who are in passive, I call them passive relationships, where there are no ties to each other. They just are quote unquote dating, boyfriend and girlfriend, in partnership. And they feel like, I can't go out and meet anybody new. I can't say hello to anyone. I can't open myself up to a new possibility. And I always say, especially with young people as they're dating and are exploring and trying to figure out, like, who is the best fit for me? Where do I, who would be a great partner? That doesn't mean you settle for the one that you're with. You want to explore and make sure that the one that you're with is the one that you should be with. And ways to do that is to continuously meet people. If that person you're with is the one that always comes top of the mind, if that's the one that makes you smile the biggest, laugh the hardest, where that person makes you feel the best about yourself, then that would be that person. If you're meeting people and no one's holding a candle to that other person, why even bother? Let the next person go. Let them go. Don't hold on to them just because, I remember one of the players on one of my daughter's basketball teams got a scholarship to a school, and many of her teammates got scholarships. My daughter's always played on competitive basketball teams, and she got a scholarship to a school. I never ever heard of it before. And I said, well, what do you like about that school? And she thought about it, and she said, I like that they want me. Well, why do you want to go there? And she thought about it, and she said, I want to go there because they want me. And yes, it's important to have the other person, the other thing in your life to want you, to like you. But guess what? You have to want them and like them too. It's a two-way street. Don't let somebody bully you into being with them. Don't let a situation bully you into staying there just because they want you. If you don't want it or them, then you need to pivot and go somewhere else. There's always something else, and there is that perfect fit that will love you and you will love them back just the same. You will love to do it and it will be good to you. It will, benefit you professionally, career wise. It'll benefit your family. Just know that it's out there. But if you just settle, you'll never see it. You'll have your blinders on and things will come past you. I remember a dear friend, and she would always have the good guys go past her and settled for a dud, and eventually she realized that that's what happened. But because she let the dud use her up, it was hard to get back with the good. So don't let your duds in your life use you up till you don't even have the respect or the self, the self assurance within you to get go back and get that great thing that's out there. There's something great for all of us out there. You just really have to recognize it, see it, and own it, and realize that you're worthy. Sometimes people say, I don't think that's for me. That's for them over there. I don't know. That's never happened for me before. Well, guess what? There's a first time for everything. And maybe it has happened for you before, but you just didn't recognize it. You have to definitely see it for yourself and believe that you are worthy. You are worthy of all the great things that are coming to you. People will see it for you. You may have heard people say, oh my goodness, you are so this or you are so that. You're so smart. You're so beautiful. You're so kind. You're so intelligent. You're so innovative. You're so creative. And you take all of those great things that people see in you for granted, and you don't own it, and you just go by and just let it roll off your back and say, you don't know what you're talking about. Nah, this is nothing. Don't belittle, don't minimize the great things that you can do. Not everyone can do it. That's your gift. And so, because it's your gift, see how it can benefit your life, how it can enhance your life, how you can put it to good works. That's what God gives us our gifts for. We all have that assignment. And if you keep throwing your assignment away because it just comes that easy, what? That's what your assignment eventually is supposed to do. And sometimes it just comes naturally, automatically, or sometimes you may have developed yourself so that it comes naturally. And that is okay too, but you have to own it. No one can own it for you. You have to walk in it. And you ever see a person and you know the potential that they have, and they are just throwing that potential away at the wayside? They just, oh my goodness, they have all that talent and don't even know what to do with it, or they have all that talent and they're just throwing it away. Well, if you're saying that about someone, also look at yourself. That pointer goes both ways. You may be pointing that thumb, but that thumb is pointing right back at you. So what are you hiding? What are you throwing away and not fully investing in? What are you not fully owning for yourself? And so that's going to be so important, moving forward. I want you to consider that. Today is Talk About It Tuesday. So let's think about those things in our life that we have that come to us naturally, that we do so well, that people will always compliment us on, but we just kind of sweep it under the rug like it's nothing. We just take it for granted. What are some of those things that you have going on like that? And when you realize what those things are, I want you to look closer at them and see, like, you know what, this is easy for me. This is a thing. This is something that doesn't come, quick for everyone. It's also about being grateful for it. When you have a relationship that you are loved in, that you love as well, don't take it for granted. Not everyone has that. That's why I don't take my marriage for granted. I don't take my children for granted at all. I know that it is not easy, first of all, to have all of that, and nor or to keep all of that. So I am very grateful for it. And that's how you should be with all great things in your life. Look at those things that you're great at, that you have, and be grateful for them every day, every step of the way, because there are some people in the world that not only don't see it for themselves, but they literally may not even really have it for themselves. They may be, in a place, in a situation where, just all dreams don't necessarily come true. All dreams just are banished from their mind because of all the things that they've been through. But even then, things can turn around. God has listen, he has done so much and so many things, done the impossible. And that's the beauty of it. And again, if you have lived a life where so many impossible things have happened to you, so many things that people said were not going to happen, that's your testimony. And it's for you to share with others, to inspire others. I see Jose is in the building. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Buenos dias to you. And so you want to definitely be be that light for someone else. Sometimes it takes a village, and it takes a stranger, sometimes people you don't even know, and you hear their story, you hear their testimony, and you're like, wow, if they could make it, so can I know that. Sometimes it just takes that one person to convince you that it is not over. Now, we all know that God says it's not over, but not everyone knows that. Sometimes it takes that person for them to see how it was not over. So be sure to share your testimony and realize that it is your testimony. Don't just go through it and be done with it. Definitely reflect on it and grab up those nuggets, those lessons from it. But I just wanted to come on here to share that with you today. I am on my way driving back, and I was like, I'm just hearing so many people being stuck. And I know when I'm hearing them being stuck in their professional life, I am so sure that they are also finding themselves stuck in their personal lives too. And it's just a matter of opening your eyes, everyone, seeing all the things that are out there. It's so much out there. If you have a wonderful career, or if you're trying to get a career, don't pigeonhole yourself. Don't let people tell you what you can't do. Listen, I was revising a resume today, and this woman was telling me about all of her experiences, and how someone of like higher executive level in her organization told her that she wasn't ready for a managerial type of position, that she needed more experience. And she had these amazing professional highlights that she had nestled in her resume. And when I questioned her more about it, because I determined that those highlights needed to be highlighted, they needed their own section on her resume. And when I asked her more information, clarifying questions about those items that were on her resume, those projects that she worked on, those things that she collaborated on, things that she integrated, that she developed. I asked her more questions because each of them just had this one bullet with maybe one or two sentences. Didn't say much about them. She had about four amazing projects, And when she told me about them, they all were her original idea. They were things that came to her, and her field of choice is marketing, digital marketing, marketing campaigns, project management. And she has done some tremendous things in her career that are absolutely worthy of her being a manager. And she said, I don't like to really talk about myself on my resume. So I asked, well, who are you supposed to talk about then? If you don't highlight the great things that you have done, then listen, your competition is for sure. And I really haven't seen many people implement the type of programs that she has implemented. And I was telling her, oh yeah, no, we have to revamp this whole thing to reflect who you are and what you can contribute and how you have delegated, how you have managed, how you have integrated, how you have been innovative and implemented these great things that are continuous, not just one and done's, but things that are continuously being done and are evolving, growing. She has things that has grown within a year by 200%. And that's remarkable. And that was not the story that was told on her resume. So don't let someone put out your fire so much until you are afraid to even showcase the things that you're great on. And I'm not saying, you walk into a room, a random room, and just say, like, I'm in the building, what's going on? Although that sometimes I do that. But I'm not saying that. I'm not saying, when it's not appropriate for you to showcase who you are. But when it comes to your resume, when it comes to your interview, oh yeah, absolutely. That's when you tell them just who you are, just as you are. And you have to stand on that and be strong with it. Your posture needs to be strong and upright. And you have to own those things that you've done. Everything that she had on her resume prior to the revision looked like she was just a small part of a team, that she was just basically someone that other people delegated things to. But no, she was the driver in all of those things. And I'm like, this is what needs to come out, and you have to stand on that. Because since you've done it before, and these are four great examples, oh, you could absolutely do it again. And any organization would be happy and glad to have her. And if they're not, in addition to her working for someone else, I also encourage her to start her own, start your own marketing business. What? There's so many opportunities. There's people out here, with startup businesses and well established businesses that are trying to understand this new landscape that we're in. We are doing business and things so different now. And how do you navigate yourself and your business in that? And so people like her that have a strong marketing background, people like her that have strong project management backgrounds, oh yeah, they can carve their own niche for sure. They can write their own checks, you know, make their own trail, their own path. So, but you have to know that for yourself. All the things I was sharing with her, she's never heard before. It never dawned on her. And I was kind of sad to readjust and realign and scrape up and scrape out her resume because I could tell it was done professionally by someone. And I know she paid a good penny for it, but hey, sometimes you got to pay twice to get it right. But I'm happy that she was very ecstatic over the results. What I had done with the revision, and that's what it's all about. So definitely, again, look at yourself, see where you're lacking, and don't focus so much on the other person and what they have or don't have. This is a time where you need to focus on yourself. If you are about to point that finger, hold your hand, knock your hands down, and say, wait a minute, before I go there, before I get into who they are and what they're doing or not doing, let me let me make sure my slate is clean, let me make sure I'm on point, because there are things that you may be lacking. And every now and again, you have to do a self audit and audit yourself to make sure that you're living up to your potential and are honoring the assignment that you have been given by God. And what by honoring that assignment is by owning it, is by seeing it, is by by living it every day, and it's by being it. It's about being that change. It's about implementing, those things that you are so good at. It's not about holding on to it like it's the best kept secret and not wanting to share it or do it, for the greater good, because people do that too. It's like they sit on their blessings and they just are. It's like double dutch. They just waiting to jump in, but they're not good jumpers. So that rope just keeps turning, and they keep saying, "I'm getting ready to go." The turner's arms are getting tired, y'all. The double dutch rope turners, their arms are getting tired. You need to jump in so that you can enjoy and see how high your knees can go, see how fast your feet can go, because they can. And if you have any doubt, you got to just jump in sometimes head first. Listen, my new career coach that started today, navigation coach, and I said, "Oh my, I really want to take it slow with you and, do some icebreakers and get to know you a little bit personally." Boom, boom. I said, "But I really want you to get started fast and furious." So I said, "What do you feel most comfortable doing at this stage?" And she said, "I want to jump in head first." I said, "That's what I'm talking about." And we could get to know each other in the meantime, other ways. So, she jumped in that rope. She said, "I see your arms are getting a little tired. Let me just jump on in." So I want you to jump on in into your life, into your blessings, into your gifts, into your purpose. Jump in and jump. And when you jump in, don't just jump inside the rope and stop, because it's going to hit you all upside the head. Jump in that rope, pick up your knees, move your feet, and jump. You can do it. You've seen it done. You've done it before. Just do it. So that's all I have for you today, y'all. Listen, I have been excited talking to you this evening. This is a great way to wind down a great day. And I hope that you all got a nugget or two from this conversation, this Tuesday chat. And I appreciate you for riding home with me. And I will see you tomorrow for my next day. Let me see. I don't know why my banner wasn't running. Let me see. All right, there it goes. So I hope that you all join me tomorrow for my next day. Today's day 86 of going live every day for 90 days. I'm going to have a big celebration. Not exactly sure what it's going to entail, but it is going to be something special for my 90th day, and that's also going to be my sweet 16 here on YouTube. Hey, Slasher Chick, listen, I was just trying to get it in for today, and I'm glad I did. It was, anything planned necessarily, just a little Tuesday chat, and it's been my pleasure, and I am going to go in a few minutes. But Slasher Chick, I did enjoy your video. I looked at your replay this morning. My daughter was supposed to leave last night, late last night, but she decided to hang out with us another day. I love it that my children, they don't mind visiting. I know some kids, some young adults, they don't always want to come home. And my children have very busy lives, but I love that they want to be home. Like when they're home, they love it. And I always want to make sure that they know home is home and that it's comfortable for them, and they are very comfortable. And I'm excited that right now she's still here, so I'm going to go in and chit chat with her. And I hope everyone has a good evening. Check out my other lives from the Biltmore Estate, which is the largest home in the United States. I went through it, and listen, I have to a disclaimer. I apologize. I did not realize, because the internet was so terrible, because it's a house that was built in the 1900s. you know they don't have internet like that. They don't even have central air or anything like that. And I was just like, listen, if I can go live, I'm gonna go live. And I did see the live was periodically refreshing, but I'm seeing what I see. I can't see what you all see. So I wish somebody would have said, Coach Sherry, you may want to just do a pre-record because this is not coming out that good. But I hope you all can get the gist of what I was trying to capture from that amazing home. And so I did go in, I cleaned up one of them or all the lives. I, did a thumbnail because I didn't even have a thumbnail. I didn't even have a title. It was just Coach Sherry is live. You know how they do, because I went live on YouTube. I couldn't even do it on StreamYard. And so I did want to kind of walk you through of what the videos would entail. So I did a description and such. And I hope that it brings more traction, more attention to those videos from people all over the world. Who does not want to see the largest home in the United States? Who? I know I did. And I'll be back. And that's not my first or last time going there. I love it at the Biltmore Estate. All right, everyone. Thanks again for tuning in. I am Coach Sherry.